takes place on a Saturday at Marketplace Mall. Well, actually it began about a week before when 3 little hood rat children that live next door to me punked me and stole my roommate's basketball. That situation with those kids taught me a couple of things. Number one, I don't handle conflict as well as I think I do. And 2, if you stand close enough to me and you talk at me for long enough, you can make me feel uncomfortable enough that I will just let you do whatever you want to me. Like rob me right in front of my face. So here's what happened at Marketplace Mall. I call this, "Can I have some pizza?" So I'm at Marketplace Mall, a place that I never ever go because I always run into students, and if you know me, there's one thing that I don't want to do, is run into children. So I'm at the mall, and of course I ran into children I didn't want to see, but that's besides the point. So I do my shopping, and I'm leaving back out through the food court, and I'm stopping at Sbarro's because that's my treat. I endured the mall, I endured children and people who don't know how to act right, so I deserve a pepperoni stromboli, and that's what I got myself. So I go to Sbarro's, I order my pepperoni stromboli, and if you know anything about how Marketplace Mall is organized, right next to Sbarro's is the hallway leading to the restrooms. So as I'm leaving the mall, I cross in front of this hallway and I hear somebody shout at me, "Excuse me." And remember, I don't want to be in the mall, so if somebody's shouting at me, it just propels me to walk faster because I don't want to see you. So I walk away, but I made this one grave mistake. There is one student at the mall, former student that I do like. She works at Taco Bell, which is right on the other side of the hallway. So I stopped to say hello, and I shouldn't have, because that gave the woman who shouted, "Excuse me," enough time to catch up with me. Now, I realized that she wasn't a student. So I'm starting to think, okay, why is this woman shouting "excuse me" at me? Did I drop something? That doesn't make any sense. She was all the way down the hallway. What could I possibly drop? I have one bag. And then I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's, somebody, maybe it's from somebody from Stone Creek Church. It is always nice to see adoring fans, right? So why?
Oh, you bogus.
So why is this person shouting "excuse me" at me? The next words that come out of her mouth shocked me to my core. It took me back to this deep, dark place where those 3 little kids punked me out of Sarah's basketball. She says to me, "Excuse me, can you give me a piece of pizza?" Now remember, I have my bag from shopping. I have my stromboli in the other hand. I'm trying to fish out my keys. I'm trying to leave the mall because I don't want to be there and deal with people that I don't want to deal with, who don't know how to act right. And now in front of me I have this person, this woman who doesn't know how to act right, and she's shouting at me, "Can I have a piece of pizza?" And I'm like, I don't know what to do. So my hyperlogical brain starts thinking, I'm like, well, technically, I don't have a slice of pizza. I have a stromboli. So can I say to this woman, "I'm sorry, I don't have any pizza," and then just walk away? Is that gonna work? But because she was standing so close to me, closer than Jesus, she was that close to me. I couldn't think, I couldn't process. So I just looked at her and I said, "Excuse me?" She says, "Can I have a slice of pizza?" And now I'm trying to figure out if this woman is crazy. Because, if she's crazy, it gives her a pass, right? Because if you're crazy, you can't help crazy. It is what it is. So if she's crazy or she's homeless or something, I will gladly get her a piece of pizza. There's no problem with that. Because then I'm like Jesus at this point, right? I'm reaching out to the masses. I'm healing the sick. I'm clothing the naked. I am feeding the hungry. So I'm feeling really good at this moment because I'm doing the Lord's work. So maybe this woman's crazy, or maybe she's hungry. This is gonna work out. And the reason why I kept thinking that maybe she's crazy is because in the moments when she wasn't shouting at me, "Can I have a piece of pizza?" she was muttering under her breath to herself. And that's the sign of a crazy person, right? When they're just like, and you're like, okay, she's straight up having an argument with 3 people in her head. So I'm like, all right, I can do crazy, but can I really? Because I started reading the situation a little bit better, and I realized that the facts aren't adding up. Here's why. She was very well put together. I'm not saying that crazy people can't look good, but in my experience, crazy people tend to look the part. And two, she was holding a Diet Coke, which to me is a very specific drink. It's the drink of like teachers and housewives. So it's not like a poor person's drink. Like it's a very specific drink that you have chosen. And it was a 20 ounce, so it also wasn't cheap. So I'm thinking, this woman maybe, she has this Diet Coke, she looks very put together, and she's looking me dead in the eyes, and she has this sort of clarity in her eyes, and I'm starting to think, maybe she's not crazy. And then I'm in panic mode because then I realize this woman, so she's standing very close to me still, and those of you who know me know I have to have my personal space. I just don't do very well. The closer you get to me, the more my cognitive functioning shuts down. So she's standing very close to me, she's looking me dead in the eyes, and I'm starting to, and she's constantly muttering under her breath, and I'm thinking, if this woman ain't crazy, then she's extremely aware of what she's doing to me right now, and I probably better not mess with her because she's straight gangster right now. And if you also know me, you also know that I don't do gangster very well. Just by the way I say the word should tell you, gangster, I don't do gangster. So this woman has some serious cojones to just come up to a random woman and shout in her face, can I have a slice of pizza? And not crack a smile, not say anything, not play it off like it's a joke. It's dead in my face. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not messing with her because that's how people get shot, right? So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna buy this woman a piece of pizza. So we walk over to Sbarro's, and on the way there I'm thinking, what the heck? How do I end up in these situations with people? I'm a nice person, I'm a good person. I don't bring crazy to your doorstep, why are you bringing crazy to mine? So I'm like, okay, so on the way there I'm like, let's get back to the first thought. Maybe she's not extra gangster, let's revisit the crazy theory, right? Maybe she's not street hood from the block, I'll shank you in a second. Maybe she's actually crazy and in need of real assistance. Maybe she's new around these parts, or she's homeless. I'm just trying to come up with any reason why I should be walking over to Sbarro's right now and getting this woman a slice of pizza. I'm looking for a good Jesus reason right now. Not because I'm scared of this woman and she's punking me, okay? So on the way over, I start asking her questions. So what's your situation? What's going on? I don't really know how to ask people questions when they're in need. I'm like, why do you need food? I actually asked that question. Remember, she's still very close to me. My cognitive functioning has shut down, so the best question I can come up with is, why do you need food? And then she's just looking at me with this very creepy smile. You know the creepy smile with the doll that's sitting in the corner in the dark and the eyes are open, and it's just kind of like blank and it's saying, mommy, mommy, mommy. That kind of smile is what she had on her face. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do right now. I look away and I'm like, get your head in the game. Get back in the game. So I get back and ask another question. I said, so are you from here? Good question, right? Because if she tells me she's from like Tanzania or something, I'm good. Because you're from elsewhere and you need some assistance, I will gladly help you, right? Jesus work. So she says, I'm from here. With the same creepy doll expression on her face. And don't forget, she's still muttering under her breath at any moment that she's not speaking to me. So I'm like, oh goodness, this woman is really punking me right now. And we're already back at Sbarro's, and the entire staff is looking at me because I was just there. And I'm sure they're thinking, what is this woman doing back here? We just served her. Then she left, and now she came back. Now I have to save face in front of the Sbarro's crew, and I'm still too scared to run away from this lady because I'm starting to realize that I don't think that she's really crazy, but crazy in the other way that she might cut me if I try to run away. So, for the record, I'd like to say there was no real indication that she had any weaponry on her personhood. However, there was no room for rational thought at this time. So I go up to the cashier at Sbarro's and I say, I'm gonna pay for a slice of pizza for this lady. I'm thinking it's gonna be real simple, right? He's gonna swipe my card, boop, 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 put the slice of pizza in, I'm gonna get out of there, she can wait for the pizza. And of course, he's just so good at customer service. So he's like, well, what kind of slice would that be? And I'm like, just a regular slice. Dude, don't you see my eyes? I'm afraid right now. I want to get out of here. And you are asking far too many questions that I don't need right now. I cannot handle this conflict. I want to go away. So I say, just a regular slice of pizza. Well, do you want cheese or sausage? And I look at her and I'm like, and I'm sure at this moment that she's playing me. And I'm like, so, hey, what kind of pizza do you want? Do you want cheese? Do you want meat? And she looks at me with the doll smile and she reverts back to crazy and just nods her head. And I'm like, so do you understand me or do you not understand me? Remember, the entire time she's not talking to me, she's just muttering. So it's just like, yes. So, and and she also has this very cognizant look in her eyes, like her face was at war with itself. How are your eyes sane and your mouth is crazy at the same time? So she's smiling and nodding at me with a creepy doll smile, and I just say to her, get her a cheese pizza, all right? And he's like, all right, that's great. Would you like a drink with it? No, swipe my card, give me my card back. She's going to wait for the pizza. He swipes my card, hands it back. I hand her the napkin and the receipt, and I say, you're gonna wait here for the pizza. And I hightail it out of there. And as I'm literally running back to my car in the parking lot, because I cannot possibly get away fast enough, I'm wondering, how the heck do I end up in these situations? This woman just played me. How many people did she say excuse me to in this mall? Probably none, right? She was probably laying in wait because she knew that a sucker like me would come by. And somehow she must have known that I was already scarred from the week earlier when 3 little kids punked me out of a basketball. And I don't know how she knew, but she just knew that I was the one to prey on and to get her a piece of pizza. So the moral of the story here, kids, is sometimes you think you're being like Jesus and you're turning the other cheek and you're giving the person your tunic after they've taken your cloak, but in reality, they just robbed you. Thank you.